You're hiking your favorite trail, and you stumble upon a pile of cash in the bushes. Most people think finders keepers, but if done wrong, it can be a one-way ticket to jail. What about that neighbor who looks like an undercover cop? If you ask him straight up, does he have to tell you if he really is a cop? Can a person electrify their doorknobs or install a collapsing floor to punish a potential burglar? Do the police let you out of jail if they didn't read your Miranda rights? Can a person go to jail for burning money? Those questions live on social media, in movies, and over drinks at happy hours. Today, we dismantle 25 of the most common legal myths and half-truths that could ruin your life. Welcome to the Four Eyes of Law. I am attorney Larry J. Brookins, a California trial attorney with over 25 years of litigation experience. First, our mandatory disclaimer. This video is for information only. It's not intended to provide legal advice about a specific case, and it does not establish an attorney-client relationship. If you are facing a serious legal matter, please consult with an attorney of your choice. That said, let's talk law. Myth number 1. Can you keep that pile of cash you found? False. Finding valuables creates a legal obligation to try to find the owner or notify the authorities. Pocketing significant property without effort may lead to theft or other legal charges. Finders keepers is a children's tale, not a legal principle. Myth number 2. An undercover cop must admit they are a police officer if asked. False. Undercover operations depend on secrecy. If undercover cops had to out themselves, every sting would turn into a bad game of Hollywood squares. Courts allow officers to use deception during investigations. Even the Supreme Court has ruled that cops can lie about their identity to investigate crimes. However, that's different from lying under oath. Myth number 3. Booby traps are permissible at home. False. You cannot set indiscriminate traps, like electrified doorknobs or spring guns. These devices cannot distinguish between an intruder and a firefighter or a child, and using them may carry severe criminal and legal consequences. Myth number 4. Miranda means automatic freedom. Miranda warnings matter, but they are not an automatic get-out-of-jail-free card. Miranda is only required for custodial interrogation. If warnings are not given, the remedy is usually the suppression of statements that came from that specific interview. It's not normally the erasure of the rest of the evidence or the dropping the charges. Myth number 5. It's a crime to burn or destroy money. The law states it is illegal to mutilate currency with the intent to render it unfit to be reissued. Federal law primarily targets counterfeiters or people trying to defraud the system. Accidentally tearing a bill won't bring the Secret Service to your door. If this video is giving you value, please hit the like and subscribe button and tap that bell icon. Myth 6. The one phone call rule. Hollywood loves the line, "I want my one phone call," but there is no constitutional right to a single call. You have a right to counsel, and police typically allow a reasonable number of calls to reach a lawyer or someone on the outside. Myth 7. Police must always tell the truth. Untrue. Many people believe officers are bound by a sacred oath of absolute truthfulness. However, courts permit tactical deception during investigations. Officers may misstate facts to obtain a statement. In most circumstances, they are freely allowed to say, "Your buddy ratted you out," or that they found your fingerprints even if untrue. Investigative deception is often legal, while lying under oath is perjury. Myth 8. Pleading the fifth equals guilt. Absolutely false. Invoking your right against self-incrimination is a constitutional protection, not a confession. In a courtroom, jurors are instructed that they cannot draw negative inferences from a defendant's silence. Therefore, silence cannot be treated as evidence of guilt. Myth 9. Possession is 9/10 of the law. That proverb has no legal force. Property ownership depends on title, receipts, or other proof. It's not just who is holding or has possession of an item. Myth 10. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. This rule targets false speech that creates an imminent dangerous panic. If there is a real blaze, please yell fire. Truthful warnings are protected and necessary. Myth 11. Can a citizen perform an arrest? Some states allow it, but the law is complicated and risky. Most jurisdictions restrict citizen arrests to felonies and require immediate delivery to the police. Mistakes can lead to kidnapping or assault charges against you. When in doubt, call 911. Myth 12. Signing a traffic ticket mean you are admitting guilt? False. Usually you are only acknowledging receipt of the ticket and agreeing to appear in court. However, in some states, refusing to sign may lead to an arrest. Myth 13. You don't have to show your ID to the police. This depends on the state and the factual situation. All states require a driver to show a driver's license upon request when stopped by the police. However, a pedestrian encounter often turns on whether it is voluntary or based on reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. The answer varies, and you must know the law of the jurisdiction of the stop. Before we continue, please tap the bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps the algorithm and other people find this information who need it. Myth 14. Police always need a warrant to search. False. Warrants are powerful, but many searches happen under legal exceptions like consent, plain view, exigency, or emergency circumstances. Demanding a warrant is often smart, but exceptions may still justify a search without one. Myth 15. A person can use deadly force to protect property. False. The law prioritizes human life over stuff. Deadly force is typically only lawful to prevent imminent death or serious bodily injury. Shooting a fleeing shoplifter is usually unlawful. Myth 16. No body, no murder conviction. False. Prosecutors may prove murder cases and get convictions without a body using forensic evidence, witness testimony, and other indirect evidence. Myth 17. Driving with a dome light on is illegal. Untrue. This is an urban legend. Most states have no ban on interior lights, though an officer can cite you for unsafe driving if the light impairs your vision or creates a hazard. Myth 18. Annulments are a quick escape from marriage. False. Annulments are only available on very narrow grounds, such as fraud, bigamy, or incapacity. It is not a quick substitute for a standard divorce. Myth 19. Crossing a state line makes a crime federal, not automatically. Federal jurisdiction applies to specific crimes like kidnapping or interstate drug trafficking, but a routine speeding ticket doesn't become federal just because a person crossed the border. Myth 20. Oral contracts are not enforceable. Untrue. Many verbal agreements are fully enforceable. While certain deals like buying real estate typically require writings, many other oral agreements are binding. The real difficulty is proving the non-written terms of the contract in court. Myth 21. A store must honor an incorrect price tag. False. Price tags are generally considered invitations for a consumer to make an offer. If a diamond is mislabeled for $50, the store can legally refuse to sell it. Myth 22. Flashing headlights to warn of police is illegal. Courts often treat this as protected communication, but state laws vary. Don't rely on it as a legal shield unless you know your local law. Myth 23. Marrying a step-sibling is illegal. In many jurisdictions, if there is no biological relation, it is legal. It depends entirely on your local marriage and incest rules. Myth 24. Opening someone else's mail is a federal crime. Intent is everything here. Willful tampering is a crime, but an accidental opening is unlikely to trigger a federal prosecution. Before we hit our last myth, if you're new to the channel, please take a moment to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Myth 25. Backyard burials are always forbidden. Believe it or not, some jurisdictions permit private burials if local zoning and health requirements are satisfied. However, most prohibit it. If you're considering this, check your local health codes first. So, there you have it. Legal folklore is full of catchy lines that feel true but collapse under real rules and exceptions. The law lives in nuance and context. If this video busted a myth you believed, subscribe, hit like, and drop a comment telling me which myth surprised you most. Share this video with the friend who thinks they can just keep the cash. Thanks for watching The Four Eyes of Law. Stay curious, stay careful, and check out this next video.